Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're taking a look at Westworld Awakening on the Valve Index. Westworld Awakenings is a narrative-driven VR experience which takes place during Season 2 of HBO's Westworld TV series. This game was developed by Survios, a studio that already has a proven track record with VR titles, with games such as Raw Data, Creed, Rise to Glory, and Sprint Vector. You can pick up Westworld Awakening on Steam for $29.99. Now, the most important thing I can say about this title is this is not a licensed cash grab. This is nothing like the 10-minute Game of Thrones VR experience Beyond the Wall. This is a full-fledged game with over 4 hours of content. It also faithfully pays tribute to the TV series, and it shows that the developers are clearly fans of the show and have focused a lot of attention on even the most minute details. Even some of the specific game mechanics and how they are utilized make complete sense in the Westworld universe. I will do my best from this part forward not to reveal any spoilers from both this game or the Westworld series, but I do have to note, you may need to see the actual TV series for some context, and at the same time, some of the visuals in this gameplay can reveal some information from Season 2, so if you're yet to watch that season and you're doing your best to completely avoid spoilers, you may not want to watch this. Mechanically, this is a narrative-driven VR experience, which will have you performing 3 major tasks. One is simply exploration, the second is some minor puzzles and problem solving. Puzzles basically come down to either avoiding obstacles or looking for a keycard, tablet, fuse box, or other switch. And the most dominant will be hiding from and avoiding enemies. If you are familiar with the video game series Outlast, this game plays in a very similar manner. Now, I wouldn't go as far to say that this is a horror title. It's definitely not as creepy or nearly as gory as the Outlast series, but if you are easily frightened, this game will put a chill down your spine. I personally used to be a huge horror game fan, but find VR horror way too extreme. This game seemed to sit in a perfect level of intensity for me. There are 3 separate difficulty levels, which basically come down to how would you like to experience this game. Everything from I'm here for this story, where everything you need to progress in the story is already highlighted for you, so it's very easy to find and just continue with the game. Enemies are also much less aware of you, making it a lot easier to sneak by them, releasing some of that overall tension. And the next 2 levels of difficulty will reduce, then finally remove the number of tips the game's giving you, and also increase the awareness of your enemies. On the highest difficulty level, avoiding the hunter becomes a true challenge. There are preset settings for both immersion and comfort, depending on how you would like to experience the game and if you are new to VR. Comfort enables features such as arm swinging for movement and visual vignetting. However, just about all the settings you'd like to see in VR are there. There is smooth locomotion, you can hand track or head track, and the only exclusion I really came across was snap turning. Now personally, snap turning is immersive braking, so I understand why it wasn't included here. The only reason why I was looking for it was I was live streaming this game and wanted to maintain my physical orientation, so I was always facing the camera, but snap turning was not an option, so I was forced to use room scale locomotion and physically turn. That also leads to the occasional tether tangling, but personally I believe it is the correct move in this game because you want to be swinging your head back and forth looking for the hunter as he stalks after you. And as I mentioned earlier, game mechanics such as the hunter's ability to constantly track you are interwoven with the Westworld storyline and explained via the mesh network. This game will have you taking on the role of Kate Wesson, a park host whose narrative is currently undergoing some changes and being continually tweaked. Unfortunately for you, her narrative is basically a murder mystery. That is, of course, until things take a significant turn in the later chapters, and you will find yourself in the Delos laboratories and offices. The game will continually keep you on your toes, and even in moments when you thought you screwed up and failed, it's actually part of the overall storyline, making the game even more exciting. In one of the early chapters, I thought I screwed up, I thought the hunter caught me, but the game gave me the opportunity to shove him out the window. And it was just one of these great moments where I didn't feel like I was playing a video game, I felt like I was living this experience. I had just suddenly lucked out and was able to escape. In those initial early stages, failure is actually progress, as you are repeatedly experiencing the narrative changes. Now this is where I'm curious if people who are not fans of the series will actually enjoy this title. I personally can't say what it's like to go into this game blind. As a Westworld fan, I truly appreciate the attention to detail, and I love the ability to actually experience Westworld in this manner. But as someone with no context, you might find the storyline overly confusing. On the other hand, it might be extremely intriguing. You will be experiencing storyline aspects of Westworld at a highly escalated rate. Now if you're a fan of the Westworld series, or if you're a fan of the Outlast games, then this game is a very easy recommendation. If you are a fan of narrative-driven VR experiences and like a touch of horror, there's a good chance you will enjoy this. I just do not know how well the story holds up without additional context. If you're on the fence about this game, maybe wishlist it, keep an eye out for a Steam sale. The $30 price tag is a bit steep, because on the lowest difficulty setting, you'll probably make it through this game in about 3 hours. I for one was not disappointed in this game, just like I hope you were not disappointed in this review. If you liked it guys, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, ding the bell so you don't miss any of my new videos, and like always, I will see you guys on next time.